Hi everyone from Lanchester Finds. I'm going to do a quick video on how to identify items. These are vintage toys that I'm looking at right now, but you could do it with any items that you just can't identify or you don't know where they're from. So I had a bag of these. I will show you the lot that I purchased from an auction that just said G.I. Joe and other items. But I was able to identify most of these over here. You can see my lists of what the items are by using Google image search. So I was going to show you how you do that. So I'm going to take these two items that I have here, and you just take a picture of them, and then you go into Google Image, and I will show you how to do that. So I'm pulling up Google Image here. I'm going to hit upload a file. You can either take a photo or go to your photo library. I'm going to pick the photo I just took, search, and there we have it. We are going to get results, and it's the exact same item. There's multiples on eBay. So I'm just going to look at that top item, and because it's on eBay, I will take a look at it. Now I want to see how many of these are out there and what actually sold. So I'm going to copy and paste the title of this item into the search box up top. So I'm just hit copy and then paste. That's going to search for all items that are currently listed. So I've got one for 19, one for 32, one for 39, one for 39. So they're all priced pretty well. And I'm going to hit completed and sold over here on the left. And that is going to go into solds on eBay, which is our comp. And I had to click it twice here, but that's going to tell you what is actually selling. You can see the date that it sold. You can see how many bids it has. And this is the most comparable item. It sold in November. I think if I had changed my search criteria to delete action figure and just search helmets, it would have gotten me a better search result. But nonetheless, $21.50, 22 bids, plus $4 shipping. So I just hit sell one like this, and it's going to pop up a listing that saves everything on that seller's listing. And I'm just going to edit it for my listing. So I'm going to add my photos. And you want to make sure you have good lighting. This is on my countertop. I usually use a light box, but for this item, it's a very specific item. The buyer knows exactly what it looks like. There's no question of what it is. So I'm going to add another photo of the other side. And then this other item that I have here, which you'll see in a minute when I do another Google search, has a battery compartment, and I always take pictures of the battery compartment to show that it's clean, that a battery hasn't been sitting in there for 30 years and decaying. So that is always good to show. And I'm also going to test this item later, put a battery in it, see if it zaps. I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to do. Is it is like a little zapper ring. So if it's working, that's obviously a benefit. Changing the title to make sure it just says helmet, and then I will add the other item onto there. I have lots of room to add more. I'm going to go down to price, and obviously you saw them listed from 19 to 39 on their own. I have another item with mine, so I'm going to go and start it at 25. So the description, I usually copy and paste the title. You want to click that it's used, and then all of these item specifics, you want to fill out as much of this as you possibly can. I noticed that there was an incorrect part on here that said there was a sword included. I checked that off and added helmet. I have it in the right category. All those kind of things you need to kind of check as you go through your listing. The more item specifics you have, it's easier for the buyer to find your item. And description, I will just say it's a good condition item Now here you put in your shipping. I use calculated shipping, so the buyer pays exactly what it costs for it to be shipped to them. So 3 ounces, anything under 4 ounces is all the same price. 4 by 3 by 2 are the size of my boxes for small items. And I'm going to save this for later. Now we're going to go back to that other item and do a Google search on the other item and to see what it is. So we take a picture. I'm going to fold this back up. We take a picture, put it in the Google image search by upload a file. And there it is. So this again, multiple items on eBay. I'm going to click right on the item and then I'm going to copy and search that into the search field on eBay so I can see how many are out there and what they sold for. So you can see that there's all over the board. One for 25, one for 55. They're kind of all over the board. So I went directly to completed and sold so I could see, oh, I have a new offer on something. I'll deal with that later. So $14.99 is what that one sold for, and that was a best offer. $19.99, $34, but it's with another item. $10.99, $15.99. So I'm thinking right around 15 is reasonable. So I think 25 for both of those items is still a reasonable starting price. I could go lower. Sometimes the lower you start the auction, the better results you have, believe it or not. So I'm going to go back to my listing that's saved in my drafts, and I'm going to add the power ring. So now I'm adding power ring to the actual item title. I should put in Lion O power ring. I will go back to this entire listing and look at all the item specifics and the description and do all that. But we got the price, we got the shipping, calculated shipping in there, so it's good to go. And it'll be saved in my drafts and ready to list. So now that I have that one listed, I can go and list all the other ones that I wrote down that I've already saved drafts for. There's some Transformers, He-Man, this is Power Rangers Space, G.I. Joe Rattler battle damage panels, a Rambo gun, Penny Bright doll tote, and so on and so forth. And these are Transformers parts here, and some more Power Rangers items, and then a whole bag full of small soldiers' weapons, which are probably the best items of this lot. And then the rest of these I was not able to identify. I'll probably go back and try and do it again, but I'm hoping that once you identify one part, you can kind of see what else goes with it, and you can kind of, by deductive reasoning, figure out what brand or action figure it came from. But I may just have to sell these as a bulk lot of random vintage action figure parts, and someone else might see something in there that they want and bid for the whole lot. So for a small investment, this ended up being a very good lot, and Google search makes it way faster to figure out what the items are. So I hope you liked this episode of informative for you to help you in your search for cool finds. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe to my channel. And there's also a Facebook page you can follow along with how I source my items. And as always, you can shop right on eBay. I will put the link in the description below.